Hello people, and today I want to talk about Tony the Bellew. Now we all know what Tony the Bellew thinks of drug cheats.
He got caught cheating.
Ban them all for life.
So Tony the Bellew thinks drug cheats should be banned for life. Now let's see what Tony the Bellew thinks of Alexander. Why did they make Molyneux banned Povetkin?
He was outstanding. He systematically broke that cheat down. I am so happy. I don't have any sympathy towards Povetkin. I just don't. I don't have any sympathy towards because he's a cheat. Shouldn't say that, but that's what he is. And if I had my way, mate, he wouldn't have even been...
Oh, so Povetkin was actually cleared, and Tony the Bellew knew this, and yet after the Joshua fight, he's still calling Povetkin a cheat after he was cleared and won $4.3 million in damages. Now, let me explain what happened with Povetkin. He used to take molybdenum, correct? And that substance was banned in January, but December, November, October, he was still taking it, so it was leftover traces of molybdenum in his system. So, of course, when the drug agencies tested him in January, they found that he had been taking an illegal substance, which of course had not been illegal when he was taking it. So they took Wilder and his team to court because Wilder had backed out of the fight, and of course Povetkin won $4.3 million. Now you can Google this if you don't believe me, okay? There's something called Google. You believe in Google, right? Go Google that shit.
Shit, don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about.
So Tony the Bellew was chatting complete and utter shit.
And then he nailed the right
You know, I just love watching that. Alexander the Pussycat Usyk made Tony the Bellew quit boxing like a prostitute on the floor with his legs open. I just love watching that knockout. That was my boxing highlight of 2018. Tony the Bellew on the floor with his legs open.
And then he nailed the right And then he nailed the right
Lewis Ortiz situation.
This was after the Lewis Ortiz situation, because believe it or not, my life is at stake when I face these scumbag cheats. That's exactly how I put it in the email. So it might not mean a lot to you, but it means a lot to me. Even though it's at my expense, my money that is paying for these things, ban them for life. No ifs or buts. You fail for performance-enhancing drugs.
Oh, it looks like Tony the Bellew got caught chatting more shit. Luis, 50-year-old Ortiz, was cleared of taking any sort of PED because it was his blood pressure medication. The WBC conducted their own investigation and it got found out that it was high blood pressure medication.
And then he nailed the right And then he nailed the right
Believe it or not, my life is at stake when I face these scumbag cheats.
And with that statement, I have to agree with Tony the Bellew. All clean boxers' lives are at stake when they face PED cheats. So I'm sure you would never get Tony the Bellew trying to get inside the ring and fight a PED drugs cheat in boxing, will you? Will you?
Ultimately, I'm happy Tyson's back. It's good for boxing. I'm happy he's got his life back on track.
And is his third fight to fight? Would you like to be that opponent?
I'd like to be the second one.
So let's break it down. The first thing he said is, I'm glad Tyson Fury's back after receiving a drugs ban. What happened to...
He got caught cheating.
Ban them all for life.
He got caught cheating.
Ban them all for life.
He got caught cheating.
Ban them all for life.
So what else did Tony the Bellew say? He said he wanted to be Tyson. I got High Fury's second opponent. So, after Sefer Safari, he wanted a crack at fighting Tyson. I got high fury. Did this go against something Tony the Bellew said previously?
Believe it or not, my life is at stake when I face these scumbag cheats.
And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down.
It's okay, Tony. It's okay. I understand you're willing to sell your morals for a multi-million-pound fight with Tyson. I got high fury. So, Tony Bellew's first contradiction was in welcoming him back. Did Tony say that all drug cheats need to be...
He got caught cheating.
Ban them all for life.
He got caught cheating.
Ban them all for life.
And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down.
And of course, his second contradiction was in actually wanting to fight Tyson. I got high fury. As Tony Bellew has previously stated,
Believe it or not, my life is at stake when I face these scumbag cheats. Believe it or not, my life is at stake when I face these scumbag cheats.
And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down.
now, as we all know, Billy I Trolled People Joe Saunders failed a drugs test last year and was thus stripped of the WBO belt. Now, let's see what Tony the Bellew has to say on this situation.
He'll be giving,
What I will
stuff.
say is, whoever's give Billy Joe that needs banning. That's what I will say, because Billy Joe has not known about that. So whichever dirty dog has give Billy Joe that to take needs banning. That's what's happened there, because Billy hasn't got a clue about nothing like that. I haven't, but no matter who it was, if someone...
Oh, so it's not Billy I Trolled People Joe Saunders' fault, but yet it's Alexander Povetkin's fault. And mind you, Povetkin was found innocent, and it's Luis 50-year-old Ortiz's fault. And by the way, he was also found innocent.
And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down.
Do you really want to know what I think of Tony the Bellew? In my opinion, Tony the Bellew is
A dirty dog.
If you really want to know my point of view, I think there's a pattern emerging here. In my humble opinion, I think if you're a British fighter and you take drugs, it's not your fault and it's okay. Tony the Bellew won't go for your neck. But if you're a foreign fighter, then you're guilty and you need to be banned for life. And I'm sure you're all aware that Dylan Alfatinagos White has failed a drugs test. And yet Tony Bellew hasn't said anything in the media. He's gone into a self-imposed exile. I mean, I think it's really eating Tony up inside, because Dylan isn't British, but he's a matchroom fighter. And we all know Tony the Bellew loves to lick Eddie the used car salesman's ass. Now, please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe.
And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down. And then he nailed him right in the middle down.